And just real quick, can everyone hear me? Is voice working for everyone?
Yeah. Sound good.
Okay, cool. Interesting. It says Sassy's got voice, but oh wow, okay. Well, we'll go ahead and give people some time to, I guess, troubleshoot their voice issues. Yes, we are on WebRTC on this region. And by the way, if you didn't catch the news, we do have a voice moderation project viewer up. Well, sorry, alpha viewer, changing our terminology a little bit. But we do have a voice moderation alpha viewer up. If you're on a WebRTC region, I believe, well, certain WebRTC regions, I'll have to get some confirmation on which ones you can moderate voice on your parcel. What voice moderation means is you'll be able to like mute people on your parcel if you have the appropriate permissions. That's what voice moderation means in this case. It's a viewer feature. Oh, no. This is not policy related. This is a feature that you can utilize. That's a better question for someone like Roxy, Sassy. Though Syntax and Kyle, both of you are here, you can probably explain it better than I can. It's not exactly my project.
Which question were we addressing?
Oh, the voice moderation feature set.
Oh, yeah, it's largely going to be based on the parcel owner. So if that owner is an individual, they're the ones who control all the moderating. And if it is group, then those within the group that have the role that was also used existingly for moderating kick and ban, that same role permission would be used to then also be a moderator. And it's really just mute an individual or mute all, depending on the need for that parcel. And if they TP out and then back in, the mute would stay, but if they log out, yes, then the mute is gone. We don't want it to be like a big old mean ban hammer, more of a social self-policing tool. Gives people a chance to mute someone who might have stepped away from their keyboard with a mic open and embarrassing noises in the background. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if someone persists on being abusive, then you would just use your traditional tools like kick and ban.
Okay, with that, we're 7 minutes past the hour, so we'll go ahead and get started. Welcome everyone to our, unfortunately, last CCUG of 2025. We'll be returning next year, same schedule as always. But want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year before we go on break at the lab. Update-wise, let's see here, 2026.1 is currently in progress. We've nailed down what that one's going to be. It's mostly going to be better bug tracking, things like that, so we can actually detect when the viewer freezes. I'm actually quite happy to report that this year we did actually manage to reduce crashers substantially in the official viewer, but now we need to focus on freezing and all that other good stuff. Performance is also, just to kind of give you guys a little bit of like end of year dump here. Performance has also generally improved over the course of the year. I think earlier this year we were tracking something like 40 FPS average, 41 FPS average. Nowadays we're a good bit over that. Still not tracking past 50, but we're getting pretty close. So hopefully in 26 we can find more opportunities to increase the frame rate. Other things that we are working on for 2601, it's honestly going to be a fairly boring release, at least I hope, especially with this next one, which might get people a little bit antsy. We are introducing a new one-click installer for the viewer. This will be the default way that you install the viewer moving forward. This is all in the interests of kind of easing that first-time user flow. With this, we're hoping to also ship a new updater as well, so updates will finally be pretty transparent and in the background, so you don't have to, go through the entire install process all over again. We're still discussing how to handle people who want to install the viewer in custom locations and whatnot. We might just start providing a zip file, like a portable viewer, basically, that you can just run from anywhere. The viewer doesn't actually need to execute from program files. So we are going to further explore that that solution for you guys. Those are the two main things that are coming with 2026-01. We are also looking towards 2602, which is going to be mostly some UI work. We're still finalizing some of that as well. Nothing, well, okay. Some things that you might notice with that, we're currently discussing a font update. We are currently also discussing maybe bringing in some of the P0 flat UI changes, stuff like that. More information will be available as our priorities start to land around that. And otherwise, we're generally looking at different things that we want to go through and ship sooner than later as well, along with the different open source stuff. So expect more news on that, hopefully here in the not too distant future. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. I guess with that, I will open the floor for general discussion. Oh, and Felix, the installer does have something like that for the one-click stuff. You just have to run it from the command line. Maybe, maybe Sarah, maybe we'll see. I guess one additional thing, we will be making the one-click install as an alpha viewer here very soon, just to kind of get the early drop on feedback. We do want to know what your annoyances and frustrations are with it before we ship that, so we can better course correct as needed. So hopefully that will be dropping in the coming days rather than the coming weeks. Yes, Wolfgang. It will be installed under appdata/local on Windows. macOS is probably going to be pretty much where it is right now. It'll just benefit from the new updater. So you'll still just drag and drop your app into the apps folder. No word on how this is going to impact Linux yet. We are still kind of on hold for Linux. But I anticipate it'll probably be fairly similar over there too. Felix, that is a really good question. 1 second. So our current installer actually doesn't even give you a EULA. It just has install. So yep, just the usual TOS floater, that sort of thing. We were doing some internal demos of the one-click install, and it was on one system. It was quite literally blink and you miss it. Just double-click setup, and next thing you know, you have a viewer running. For me personally, one of the more exciting things with this is that it does kind of create the opportunity for a generally better update experience as well. Not only do we get that one click, but the framework we're using for packaging and all that also has a built-in updater. So we're still figuring out the specifics around updating some of our internal tooling for that, because there will need to be some updates to fully leverage that. But basically, no more SL version checker.exe or what have you. Chat range region settings. I don't believe we have any plans for that, no. If there isn't a canny, I would highly suggest filing one. That does sound rather interesting for, event regions and role play regions and whatnot. Not that I'm aware of. I know that mega prims and whatnot is something that often gets kind of kicked around, and it's never really a easy solution.
Sure.
Heard briefly. Hi, next. Yeah, I'm honestly going to say we're still trying to lay out the plan for Create, and we'll see more traction on that next year. At this point, we've got the big break coming up for Linden's. It is very important to me to make sure that that happens. Um, it's just too much to squeeze in with people slowly tapering off for the end of the year.
Really wish we had a writer or someone who understands the land impact stuff server side a little bit more than I do for the land impact questions. But I believe Ryder is on break right now.
Actually, Ryder's here in the San Francisco office at present. I might ping him and see if he wants to join us.
Let's see here. For the creator portal, I think we actually have a public repo for docs. I don't know that we have a process to really review those, though, if you were to make a pull request. Let me just check something real quick. I don't think we currently count. I don't believe we're going to be counting scripted agents as part of content creation for a good bit, at least. Hannah, if you're talking about the old PMFP project, you might see some features get poured over, but I mean, you already have GLTF mesh import as it stands right now. It's really about finding the appropriate release vehicle for those sorts of features.
The voice fall off still needs to be tuned. It is definitely why we're still in this beta process.
Yeah, next year we're aware of that bug and working on it. Camming while listening generates glitches. Are people hearing my voice as distorted, or others hearing that?
Yeah, it sounds more like a microphone issue to me, not necessarily a WebRTC issue.
I'm using the same mic I always use, though. Gains. So.
Weird.
Oh, you know what I'm wondering? I'll double check this. Maybe I'm off the wrong source. Is that, did everybody hear that?
Yeah, we heard that. If that was you popping your microphone.
Interesting. Sorry, I'm going to fix that. I'll be back. I'm on. It looked like WebRTC is picking up the wrong mic in Project Zero in the browser.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's the thing. We have WebRTC on P0 now for the people who like to use P0. And yeah, Nexi, the muffling thing, we've seen a few repros of that. It doesn't appear to be super consistent, though. Zero as in zero requirements, because it all streams to your web browser. I don't believe we run it in Ultra. I think it's more like mid plus or so. I know there was a lot of tuning that went into the performance profile on that. Yeah. Yeah, Philip's relogging. He's messing with his sound settings.
Check, check. Do I sound better now?
Much better.
Perfect. Got the right mic.
Awesome. And sorry, Wolfgang, there wasn't any comment about the sit flag invisible stuff. I am not presently aware of any plans around that. I would maybe raise that at the server user group.
I'm taking note of that too. I'm helping out the server team a little more these days.
What do you mean by more color palette spaces? Oh, right, the color palette and the color picker. That's right. Whoa. What's this? I feel like something like color palettes is like one of those super underappreciated things, you know? Feel like that would probably be better as just a general list that you can add things to. Wow, that's some ancient Second Life viewer there. I can raise some concerns about that internally for the content creation and show off channel on Discord. I will make note of that and pass it along to the relevant people. What features are not currently in Second Life Viewer that we would most like? That is a complicated question. I mean, I'm always all about content. Like, I love more and more content creation features. But also trying to pick one feature to rule them all is extremely difficult on that end of things, especially for something like Second Life.
Hi, so I just logged in. I'm Sassy's